All right, let's make sure audio's working. All right, let's make sure audio's working. All right, audio sounds good. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Malin, and welcome. Gotta turn off the audio there. Welcome back, everybody, to the YouTube channel. It's your boy, Malin, and we are starting up another rebuild to go along with the New Orleans Saints rebuild. And yes, the title is correct. This is a Kansas City Chiefs rebuild. And I know what a lot of y'all are thinking. Why would you need to rebuild a team that's an 87 offense, an 88 offense, 87 defense, and an 87 overall team? Well, in real life, the Kansas City Chiefs have finally fallen off the cliff, and the dynasty is over. And not only that, but the best quarterback in the NFL tore his ACL and is out for the season. Mahomes getting hurt absolutely doomed their season. And here's another thing. I've never done a Kansas City Chiefs rebuild because there was really no reason to do a Chiefs rebuild because they're a team that has won 3 Super Bowls since 2019. And I'm going to go ahead and say this as a disclaimer. And y'all can call me, whatever you want to. But other than being a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan, the Kansas City Chiefs are my second favorite team in the NFL. Okay, they are a team that I root for. Whenever the Cowboys don't make the postseason, I immediately switch allegiance and put on my Patrick Mahomes jersey to support my favorite player and the Kansas City Chiefs. As a matter of fact, on my work desk at my office, I don't have a Dak Prescott. I don't have a little bobblehead pop thing. It's one of those pop figurines, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that are collectibles. I don't have a Dak Prescott one. I do not have a CeeDee Lamb one. I have a Patrick Mahomes Chiefs pop minifigure on my desk. No Cowboys stuff, because Patrick Mahomes is the greatest player to ever play in the history of Texas Tech's football program. I said it. I know he's never won a bowl game there, but he's one of the greatest players to ever play for Texas Tech and probably the best quarterback as far as talent to play for them. So with this Kansas City Chiefs rebuild, to be honest, I do not anticipate being this a very lengthy rebuild. It may be a deal where just one off season is going to be all it's going to take to get the Kansas City Chiefs back to the Super Bowl. But this is a rare opportunity that I had based off of, the way that things have been in real life. And as you guys can see, I have started this from week 16 to really have the full effect of the Chiefs not being in the playoffs and being able to make decisions about the roster. And I'm going to take a look at this roster because when it comes to the way that the Chiefs are, you have the best quarterback in the league in Patrick Mahomes. You have some decent receivers and guys like Xavier Worthy and Marquise Brown. Sorry, I got a text message, but wasn't anything crazy. But what is going to be done about Travis Kelce? Is he going to retire at the end of the season? Is he going to be worth keeping on for a couple more years? And also, can I get the offensive line back into shape to protect Patrick Mahomes so he doesn't tear his ACL again? And what can I do about the defense? And I want to apologize because there's people blowing lawnmowers outside of my apartment. So if you hear loud or whatever it is, I apologize for that. But I can't do anything about it because they're cutting grass. Monday's always the day where they cut grass and is also happening to coincide with my day off. So I apologize for that if y'all hear some of that. So I'm going to try to speak a little bit louder to make my voice project a little bit more into my controller's microphone. Just want to go ahead and get that off my chest. But that is why I'm deciding to do a Kansas City Chiefs rebuild. And like I said, it may only take one off season to fully get this team back to the playoffs, winning the AFC West, and being Super Bowl champions. But this live stream is just going to be concentrating on the rest of the season, which is really only 3 weeks, and also doing the off season and the draft. So if you take a look right now, we have the matchup with the Titans, which in real life, the Chiefs actually lost this game by a pretty good margin. And Gardner Minshew actually got hurt, who's the backup quarterback. More than likely, Gardner Minshew is going to be our quarterback that's going to play for us for the rest of the season. And I don't really know how much I'm going to try to win to improve our draft position, but I might try to do some things. But let's go ahead and take a look at this roster and take a look and see what's going on here. As you can see, Patrick Mahomes is injured. He's done for the season. He will not be playing. So we're going to roll with Gardner Minshew for the rest of the season. And we also have Chris Oladokun I've never heard of this guy. I don't know anything about him, but he is our third-string quarterback, 55 overall. He won't be sticking around here. Now, the running back situation could use a upgrade because I look at a 79 overall Kareem Hunt and a 76 Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco is not near as good as he was a couple of seasons ago when the Chiefs won their last championship in the 2023 season. So Pacheco, I think, maybe somebody who honestly I could look at as to get maybe some trade value for, because I really feel like that we need to find a running back maybe in this year's draft class or in free agency who's going to be a big boost for this offense. We also have Elijah Mitchell, the former 49er, and Brashard Smith, the rookie out of SMU. He could be somebody that could be a piece of the puzzle in the future, but only being a rookie at 73 overall, who knows how much he'll develop. Fullback, we don't have one. Wide receivers, we've got Rashee Rice, who was our top receiver. I keep forgetting about him, to tell you the truth. Back from a lengthy suspension. I can see him being our top receiver, but if I could bring in somebody that's maybe in the high 80s or the 90s, that would be pretty nice. But if I got to roll with this receiving core of Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Marquise Brown next season, I wouldn't be totally upset about that. We also have Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, this is a group of 4 decent receivers, but they're kind of not, but they're not what they used to be. You know, Marquise Brown used to be a guy that was in the 90s a couple of Maddens ago. Xavier Worthy, I think last year at his peak was like a high 80 or 90s guy, and I'm pretty sure Rashee Rice was in the 90s last season. So you can kind of see with the way that the active roster is that these players are regressing, that the Chiefs are not what they once were. And also Tyquan Thornton is still here. We have Jalen Royals, and we have Miki Ramingo. Our tight end, of course, is Taylor Swift's fiance, Travis Kelce, still rocking at a 90 overall, but I'm looking at that age of 35 years old. How much longer is he going to play? And I got to wonder about him. He's got superstar dev still, but as far as Kelce sticking around for much longer, I really don't know. Noah Gray has stepped up in the past when Kelce has been hurt, but he's only a 75 overall. I don't know if I want that guy to be our starting tight end for the future. Jared Wiley, 69 overall. I don't really know how much development is really there. Robert Tonyan, who's a former Green Bay Packer, 67. 63, Jake Bramingstall, who's actually injured. Left tackle, Josh Simmons, 81 overall, but he's, of course, injured, and so is Morris. So we have Pohl, who's really the only healthy left tackle right now. Suamata, 74 left guard, could use some improvement there. Center is a 95 in Creed Humphrey, but I think his contract is up. Norzard is not very good as a backup. Right guard, Trey Smith, 91 overall, is pretty solid. Still a bit on the younger side of things. Only 26 years old, 4 years in the league. We have Calanito and we have Hansen as the backups. Right tackle, Jawan Taylor. Now, this is somebody who I think is definitely one of the weaker links of the offensive line based on what we have out there right now. We also have Jalen Moore as a backup and also have Ethan Driscoll, who's injured, but he started a few games. Now, George Karlaftis is an edge rusher who I think is a good young player to build around on the defense. Just got to wonder if he's going to be taking the next step, because 3 years in the league and only being 83 overall, has he reached his peak by this point, or is he going to get better? That's the question I have. And as far as the other edge rusher, Mike Dana, 77 overall, I got to get better than that. And Gilate, Felix Azuma, he's hurt, and we have Robinson, who's also banged up. We got a lot of players that are banged up. Chris Jones is another player, along with Travis Kelce, that may be at the end of the line or close to the end of the line with the Chiefs. 31 years old, still rocking at a 94 overall. It's got a momentum shift dev trait, 9 years in the league, but you know, he's a defensive captain, but I just don't know how much longer he's going to be able to hold up. Derek Nade, the former Jet, 73 overall, not really much going on there, nor anything else with really the rest of the players at the back half of the roster. And we have an 84 Leo Chanel at Sam linebacker, Jack Cochran, not really a whole lot going on there. The linebackers aren't too bad. Nick Bolton's still rocking an 81 overall as the middle linebacker, and we still have Drew Tranquil. Although in my Saints rebuild, I actually signed him a couple of years into that. So I might try to keep him around if I can. 89 overall, 30 years old. He might be reaching the back half of his career, but still an 89 overall will linebacker is nothing to sneeze at. The cornerbacks are pretty weak outside of McDuffie. Jalen Watson at 79 is decent, but nothing too crazy. Fulton at a 77, and Joshua Williams at a 74. Cornerbacks need some work. Free safeties, Brian Cook is only an 80 overall, and we have a 77. We have a 76 overall, Shamari Connor. I think a good strong safety, maybe in the draft or free agency, if I can find one, would be very helpful for the back half of this defense. We still have Harrison Butker, 81 overall kicker, and 73 overall Matt Ariaza is the punter. Long snapper is James Winchester, 74 overall, which isn't too bad. So overall, I mean, we're looking at a roster that is pretty, it's decent, but there's still some things that need to be filled. And I still feel like that if we can get a couple of more good skill position guys, especially a running back or receiver, Mahomes is going to be set for next year and the next year after that to potentially go and get the Chiefs back into winning shape. So that's kind of the way that I'm looking at this rebuild sort of going. As you can see, the approval rating for Andy Reid is 100% all across the board, so I'm not worried about Andy Reid losing the team or anything like that. This is definitely a rebuild that I can do this rebuild as long as I need to until the Chiefs win a Super Bowl, which, like I said, could be next year because Mahomes is going to be back from injury, and he'll probably be up in the high 90s again. That's what I'm thinking. He's already in 94. As far as the division standings, we are third right now, of course, in the AFC West. The Broncos have already clinched a playoff spot. The Chargers are, of course, in real life, they play my Dallas Cowboys, and they beat them pretty easily. I don't want to talk about that game. But that's the way things are looking right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and simulate this game against the Titans and probably play the last two. But let's take a look at the negotiating table and see who we have to negotiate with. And look at that, minus $30 million. So our cap situation is just as hellish as the Cowboys is. So we're probably going to have to not be – I mean, we can probably restructure contracts. Yeah, Pacheco, I think, is just going to have to go. We're just going to have to let him walk, and I think we have to let the rest of these guys walk. Some of them I want to keep. Like Jalen Watson, I wouldn't mind keeping as a second corner, but I think we can get better there. The rest of these guys are pretty expendable. They're all backups. Well, I say that. Both of our top two running backs' contracts are up. And based on the fact we're minus $30 million in cap, I don't think there's any way we can keep him. And even Travis Kelce's contract is up. Well, he may retire also. And his re-sign interest is low. Like, he's not even interested in coming back, even if he doesn't retire. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is definitely a situation that I'm kind of glad that I decided to do because even if you have the best quarterback in the NFL, you need to surround him with good pieces. It's that argument that sometimes even I've made for Dak Prescott. You need to get the pieces around him in order to help him out on offense and on defense. And right now, we're looking at losing like a bunch of weapons that have backed up Mahomes. I mean, Brown, I think we can't keep. I don't think we're going to be able to keep Pacheco, nor Tyquan Thornton. I mean, he's not really any good, but I mean, or Kareem Hunt. Our top two running backs are set to hit the open market. Smith-Schuster, I'm not bringing him back. Kelsey might retire. Gardner Minshew, I'm not bringing him back. We're going to find a better backup quarterback anyway. We're just going to find a different one. Maybe not better, but different. And maybe because Mahomes basically signed a 10-year lifetime contract a few seasons ago, that may have put them in the minus $30 million range. But I don't know. It's really weird because I don't think their cap situation is this bad in real life. I think Madden just inflates this a little bit. Is there anybody we got to make a decision on, like picking up the fifth-year option? Okay, Felix and Nduke Uzwama, right edge rusher. I might just go ahead and pick up the fifth-year option on him because I'm pretty sure we're going to be losing some depth over there anyway. So I will pick up the fifth-year option on Felix. But if he doesn't develop, I don't think I'll be keeping him much longer. But we can't make any decisions on any of these guys until we get out of the negative, which we're going to have to restructure a bunch of contracts in order to do this. I don't even know if I can do that right now. I want to see if I can try to potentially do that. Can I restructure guys now? So here's McDuffie.
Here are our players motivate. This is the ability.
So we can actually restructure him. It'll free up, okay, $760K. That's good. Humphrey has actually 4 years left, so he's not at the end of his contract. What about Mahomes?
This player has a zone ability. This is a power.
Yeah, you look at Mahomes' contract right here. 7-year contract, and he's got 7 years left. Yeah, he's going to be here for the rest of the rebuild. But I can restructure his contract It'll free up 870K, even though he's on IR right now. What about Chris Jones? Can we restructure him? Yeah, we can. Restructure him. It'll free up 9.45 million. Okay, that's the most we've been able to free up in any of these restructures. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can restructure all of these guys, if I can. Let's see. Smith. What about Kelsey? Well, he's got 1 year left. We can't restructure him anyway. Tranquil's got 2 years left on his contract. Okay, so we're actually going to be able to keep him for the rest of the season and next year, so we don't have to worry about losing him just yet. We can restructure. No, we can't restructure Rice. What about? Oh no, Chanel's going to be a free agent. Karloftis has got a 6-year deal. I don't want to lose him, but that's still a lengthy contract. What about Bolton? Can we restructure him? No, we can't restructure him either. All right, let's go position by position. Maybe that'll help. Rashard Smith, can he be restructured? No, he can't. He's a rookie, so I'm not surprised about that. And all of our running backs are on 1-year deals, so we're going to be losing all 3 of our top running backs. So, yeah, I think the draft is where I think we got to look at a running back. We may just have to look in the draft because I don't know how much we're going to be able to afford to sign a decent running back who's going to hit the open market this offseason. I don't know who that's going to be. There could be somebody out there, maybe somebody like Nick Chubb or I don't know, maybe Derrick Henry. I'm not sure, but we may have to look at the draft to do that because that's going to be the cheaper route. So it might be the best idea. Okay. What about Worthy? Can we restructure you? No, we can't. I don't think we can really restructure any of these guys. What about Royals? Okay, no, we can't restructure him. We're probably going to be able to having to cut some of these guys anyway. This guy, he's on IR, so we can't restructure him anyway. What about Wiley? He can't be restructured. Okay. What about Gray, backup tight end? He can't be restructured. Okay, that's good. That's only going to free up 1.27 million, but at this point, any little bit of this helps. Left tackle.
Some players' development traits are hidden to unlock their potential.
Okay, he can't be restructured. What about Morris? I mean, I'm going to every player and seeing what I can do. Maybe not every player, just the ones that got multi-years left on their contract. Okay, we already looked at Humphrey. He can't be restructured. What about this guy? Nope, not the backup center either. Trey Smith, I think we already might have restructured him, if I'm being correct. Those guys are on 1-year deals. What about Taylor? He can be restructured. He'll free up $9.42 million. So that's good. What about maybe Driscoll? What about Moore? Nope. All right, let's go to some of the defensive players. Karloftis, we already looked. We can't restructure him. What about Donna? He can be restructured. Okay, that'll free up $290K. Galate, he can't be restructured. Felix, we got to pick up the 5th-year option on him. I mean, he's injured this year, but still. Chris Jones, I don't think can be restructured. One thing that I guess is okay is that if these guys retire, I think we'll be able to get some cap space because I think they're a little bit lenient on it, so it's not like dead money. Norman Lott, he can't be restructured. So, I mean, I feel like Chris Jones and Kelsey are both going to retire. If not after this season, maybe the next year, but we'll see. What about McDonald? Can he be restructured? No, he can't. All right, Will linebackers. We already looked at Tranquil. What about Bossa? He can't be restructured. Okay. I think we already structured McDuffie anyway. A lot of these guys only have like 1 to 2 year deals left, so I'm pretty sure they can't be restructured. Or maybe Williams. He's a rookie, so I don't think he's a pretty young player, I think. Is he? Yeah, he's basically a rookie, so yeah. No. What about Connor? Nope. I think we pretty much restructured everybody we can. I don't know if Butker can maybe be restructured. No, not even the kicker can be restructured. Not even the punter. Okay, so at this point we've restructured everybody we possibly can in the middle of the season, and we're still minus. How do we go to minus 45 million? Yeah, I might have followed Madden's like broken logic or something. Man, I don't know how we're gonna. We may just have to build this team through off season next year through the draft. I don't know how much cap room we're gonna have going into the off season, but maybe once we get to the off season, we'll be able to look at things and see what we can do. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and simulate this game against the Titans. I think after this, it should give us the prompt to be able to put in our draft class for 2026, so we have a little bit of an accurate rookie class. Let me see. And we actually lost to the Titans just like we did, just like the Chiefs did in real life, so I'm actually kind of feeling okay. So let's go to the download center, and let's go ahead and get the 7-round 2027 draft file. 7-round 2026 draft, I should say. This update this roster is pretty accurate. It's pretty deep. So for the first year of the offseason, we're going to have a lot of pretty accurate rookies. So I like the way it's looking. So, I mean, I've, drafted running backs from this draft class in previous rebuilds. The guy that I feel like is going to be there is Jeremiah Love. I know I've already drafted him in my Cowboys rebuild. I don't really like repeating picks in these rebuilds, but I think he might be the guy. Unless Singleton from Penn State looks better or Levon Moss from Texas A&M. But I think running back might be the first-round pick based on what we're going to need going into the offseason. Because the mock draft will adjust itself based on who we sign or don't sign in the offseason. We can upgrade players. We got to play the Broncos this week. At this point, they, of course, are looking to clinch the number 1 seed in the AFC. We are just trying to finish our season and see what we can do. So let me take a look actually at the depth chart really quick. I want to see how things are going to be looking. So, yeah, Gardner Minshew is going to be starting for the rest of the season. And I don't know. Maybe I should just keep Pacheco in as the number 1 guy. We actually don't, have a fullback for the team anyway. So let me actually put Wiley in there as our option at fullback. Wide receivers, we're pretty good where we are right now. I'm only doing this when we're ready to play our first game. And Xavier Worthy's actually banged up, so we can't even play. So our top guys are Rice and Hollywood Brown. So got Kelsey. So yeah, we're deflated so badly at the tackle spot. So you know what? Let's go ahead and keep the best guys we can in there. I'm not going to adjust the roster based on this. We're going to keep the best guys we can as far as the top 5 in terms of overalls. Just because I'd like to get a win or two at the end of the season to kind of wrap things up. I plan on playing these final 2 games of the regular season just on offense only and see what we can do. So yeah, McDuffie's there. He's the starter for the rest of the year. Cook is going to have to start the rest of the season. And Hicks, everyone's going to be back up. Bucker. Snapper, of course, is there. Kickoff specialist, Bucker. Third down back. Yeah, the guy's Pacheco right now. Power back, of course, is Hunt. Yeah, roster's looking okay as far as the depth chart. All right. So we're going back home. Oh, sign the following players and try again. We need a left tackle and a left guard. Okay, so we actually do need to sign players. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a left guard and a tackle. Let me go to practice squad. Let me go to players that are on the practice squad, if there are any. Let's see. There are left guards and left tackles out there. Do we have anyone on our practice squad who we can just pick up and re-sign? No, we actually don't. At least not at left tackle, but let me go to left guard and see if there's anybody that's already on our practice squad. Okay, there's nobody. All right, so we got to sign guys off the squad. Let's go ahead and sign Ryan. I don't know who I want to sign off the practice squad at this point, just to get depth. Let's sign AJ Archie to our active roster from the practice squad because we need some depth there. And let's go ahead and get a left guard off of the team's practice squad as well. I don't want to overpay for anything. Let's go ahead and just grab Josh Sills. Let's sign him to the active roster. Obviously means we're going to have to send some guys down and cut some players. So we got to cut 2 players.
See how many players you need to cut. Here are some recommendations to get you started.
All right. So let's see what we can do here. I mean, we're pretty thin everywhere anyway. So I'm going to move Rashard Smith to the practice squad. I'm hoping nobody picks him up because if somebody does pick him up, then we're going to be losing all of the running backs that we actually have on our roster. So it's not going to be a popular move. What about tight ends? I mean, Tunyon was going to be somebody that we were going to cut anyway, so we're just going to get rid of him right now. We won't incur a penalty if we get rid of him, so we're just going to get ahead of the curve there. Okay, so now that we've cut the roster and we've signed some players that we need at certain positions, Let's go ahead and get into this game. Let me actually go and readjust the depth chart a little bit based on who we signed, because we actually have depth at all the positions now, or at least the left tackle and left guard now. We're in better shape there. Okay, so Achari, we're going to go ahead and have him as the backup. Left guard, Sills actually is the top guy right now, so we're basically signing him for the rest of the season. He's better than what we have, so you know what, let's just go with that. We're just going to go with that. All right, let me take a look actually at the injury report. I'm pretty sure everybody who's on the injury report is not going to be able to play for the rest of the season. Okay, so Seth Poole got hurt, but he can play. Return, no. Yeah, he's not on. Worley's not on IR, but I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you know, we're going out there with half of a team anyway. So here we go, coming back home to Arrowhead, taking on the Denver Broncos. They're about to wrap up the division. We're playing with Gardner Minshew. That's the state of the franchise. This is actually the Christmas Day matchup, if I'm correct. So, playing the Christmas Day matchup. I gotta tell you, I mean, then again, you know, you can't predict how the NFL season is going to go, but all three games that are going to be played on Christmas this year, unfortunately, are just very underwhelming. Okay, so you've got the Commanders playing against my Cowboys, two teams that are just horrible this year and that massively underachieve. Then you have the Lions going on the road to take on a Vikings team that got eliminated from the playoffs several weeks ago, who beat my Cowboys, but still. And then you've got the Chargers playing, then you got the Broncos playing against the Chiefs. These are going to be, well, except for maybe the Cowboys and Commanders game, most of the games on Christmas are going to be blowouts. It's not going to be a fun day for Christmas. But it is what it is. It's a night regardless. It's Christmas night. It's a night game. It is prime time, solo stage. And let's go out here and let's see if we can get a win. I'm taking control of the offense, playing with a 69, very nice, overall Gardner Minshew. And you know what? We've got some weapons, including the future Hall of Famer Travis Kelce. You know I'm going to force feed him the ball, let him go out, and maybe that's why I shouldn't have force fed him. Throw interception on the first snap. Oh well, I got a little bit too aggressive there. I did. I'll admit that. Can't make space against the Broncos. Oh, we only hold them to a field goal, though. Okay, good job, defense. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try running the football a little bit and see if that's going to give us a better result. All right, we didn't turn the ball over. So, yeah. And Kareem Hunt is nothing really special at this point of his career. I mean, he's basically washed up. Chiefs just brought him back due to familiarity. That's what they did. All right, we picked up 3 decent yards. We got to throw this ball now. All right, come on, Minshew.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now Minshew.
Oh, come on, Brown. All right, well, we'll punt it. I thought about going for it just because we got nothing to play for, but it's too early in the game. Let me just punt it. You got to catch those, though, Brown. Come on, man. We're 6-9 right now. So the best that we could potentially finish is 8-9 with winning these last 2 games, but that's not saying too much. Okay, we actually forced the Broncos into a punt, so our defense is playing okay in this game. A little bit surprised, but I'll take it. All right, Brown catches that one for 2 yards. Let's see if we can try to get something going. On Rice. Good job, Rice. Way to make that catch. All right, 3rd and 1. Obviously, we can't have a lot of dynamic plays as if Mahomes is in here. Gardner Minshew is very one-dimensional. So, I mean, he's got some mobility, but not near on the level that Mahomes is. He threw that one a little high, but fortunately Marquise Brown made the catch. Good job. I just want to find Kelce and get his catch. There we go, Kelce. You're open. There we go. Travis Kelce, 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Juju, come on, make that catch. There we go. This is a better drive from Minshew all around, starting now, so that's good to see.
A minute to go now in the 1st quarter of a 3-0 game. Here's Minshew.
Here we go, Brown.
They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Rice can get free. This might be a touchdown. Oh, did it again.
Here's another one intercepted.
I forced that one too much. But fortunately, our defense is making plays and making stops, but we're not doing them any favors by throwing 2 interceptions. Basically the same looking interceptions. Like throwing the ball in the middle of the field with Minshew, that was not a popular idea. I'm going to scramble with him. Okay, his mobility isn't that bad, but still, pales comparison to what we have with Mahomes. Next year, though, be back. Well, we break one tackle, but the offensive line didn't block at all. But then again, we've got mostly backups in there for the offensive line, so yeah, we're struggling big time. Didn't even have time to get the ball off.
And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth. Arises on to punt here as he gets this one away.
All right, good tackle. Broncos don't do anything again. Their only points have come because we've given them a short field.
Position inside the 10.
Minshew actually made something out of nothing.
From the 6 up to the 10. Now 2nd and 5. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd. Handoff up the middle.
Our running game's got nowhere to go on his back offense.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
All right, we got a completion to Jude here. There we go.
He's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get.
All right, 2-minute warning. We're down 3-0. I'm really surprised that our defense has held the Broncos to only 3 points. I mean, with Bo Nix on the other side, surprised.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Come on, Chelsea.
Pitch and catch here to
get out of bounds. There we go.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
There we go, Brown. Let's go no huddle. Pick it up a little bit.
It'll be Minshew again. Short throw by Kelsey. And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs first down up to the 47-yard line. 5-yard gain on the play. Back to throw again. And Minshew with nowhere to go, and they take him to the ground. Now they got to get to the line quickly. It's a loss of 3. Brings up 2nd. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. Give him time on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
All right. At least I made it 3rd and manageable with that scramble.
As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now back to throw.
Come on, Gray. There we go. Back to tight end. Gray makes the catch. Step out of bounds. All right. Nice. We got a chance here. Field goal range.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now at first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sacks are growing.
Thought about throwing it to the tight end there, but I didn't want to risk another interception.
At the Broncos' 33-yard line.
Another try after the first down sack. Minshew.
Yeah, that almost was incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last
well, we
play.
can hopefully at least get a field goal.
Something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw.
Oh, Hollywood Brown, thank you. Let's call another timeout. What a catch. Big time throw from Minshew, too. Wow.
As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Okay. All right. Now we're back on schedule. Getting sacked.
He'll look to throw.
Dang it, I did it!
Intercepted for the third time.
I can't stop throwing interception to Minshew. Well, we're only down 6. We've given the Broncos like ample opportunity to stomp on our throats and put us out of our misery, but they're not getting anything really going on offense.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
It's a terrible idea.
Behind the line, and his rough night continues. Right where
Cooper is living rent-free in that backfield right now.
Here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Oh, low catch, but he still caught it. Nice.
The Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
14 yards. And the Kansas City Chiefs.
On play action, they'll throw.
I had a little bit more time, might have been able to find the guy with the head. I think that was Brown
Now
again.
it's 2nd and 10.
Brown, incomplete.
They'll drop the throw.
Come on, Kelsey. There you go, Travis. There we go, Kelsey.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
I don't know why I decided to go no huddle here, but hey, maybe I can catch him now.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That is going to step up and run.
Tried to slide, but keep going to slide. But still, that's a good yard.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 2.
26-yard line.
He'll look to throw.
Here we go, Gray. Little out route.
The tight end, Gray. 7 yards there and a first
Oh, let's not go with the yard. Let's just go with the classic inside zone.
Running with Hunt.
Oh, go, Hunt, go. Picking up another first down. All right, this is the deepest drive we've had all game.
It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And it's caught.
Probably offsides. Threw a touchdown to Smith-Schuster, but will it stand?
Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
It's the end of the third quarter, too. Yep. Offsides, but we get the touchdown. Minshew.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples, but I always love on these offsides.
Okay, I made the stupid decision to accept the penalty, but
they deciphered that one correctly.
it is what it is.
We're back now in KC.
So we got the ball at least at the 4-yard line.
To do on the scoreboard, they trail as we start quarter number 4. They're going to look to throw. And this one's incomplete. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
All right. Come on, Kelsey.
They'll look to throw.
Kelsey, come on. That could have been another pick.
It's going to wind up incomplete. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet.
Probably not favored Kelsey so much. Just get it to you, though. Come on, Rice. Rashee Rice, there we go. Touchdown. Finally. Like pulling your teeth out with a pair of pliers just to get a touchdown. And our defense once again holds firm. And we got a 1-point lead. It's 7-6 in the fourth quarter, but we've got the lead and the ball. And Smith-Schuster can't catch.
Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's not good.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
That was long. Please don't. Oh my gosh. If Moss just puts his hands out, that's a pick. All he had to do was put his hands out.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Looking to throw.
Oh, perfect throw. Perfect catch by Rice.
That's Rice.
Let's go.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Oh, Vaughn, are you serious, dude? Are you serious? Oh. And the Broncos immediately take advantage.
Late stages of the game here in the fourth quarter as this offense takes
Kareem
over
Hunt.
1st and 10.
Come on, man. We had all that momentum. You go and do that.
Incomplete. It's Rice. 3 yards the game there, 2nd down.
33-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Looking to throw it. Minshew. Quick slant to Brown.
There we go, Brown. Good job.
He'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
On first down, they'll run with
Oh, good blocking on the outside. We actually got a decent run. Hunt didn't fumble the ball. That's good.
before going out of bounds. Here's a 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up second
They'll
down.
set up to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases
He's already getting banged up out there.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate.
Rice, come on, make that catch. There we go.
And
the first
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out.
Not a bad day for Minshew, but the 3 interceptions have been absolutely horrendous. And they've been all my fault. I've been forcing balls in the middle to like Kelsey and all that early. Try not to do that the rest of the game.
They'll set up the throw.
I don't force any particular player to have a stat stuff in the game. Man, Brown got belted as he made that catch. All right, I haven't called a screen pass all game, but let's see if it works with Hunt.
Again, Minshew looking to throw. They'll go screen
Yeah,
here.
that one actually went.
And out of bounds right around.
We really need to get a touchdown here to tie this thing up.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs.
Minshew sets to throw.
Got Kelsey, go! Go, Kelsey, go! Oh, I thought he was going to go all the way.
The Chiefs are going to have a
All right,
first and
almost.
coming up as the tackle made at the
All right, we got to finish this drive off.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs.
I got to stop running the football in these goals and situations. We just got to throw it because the offensive line just can't block. We've got too many guys hurt, and they're all like 70, 60 overall guys. Yeah.
Out of the gun is Minshew.
Dang it, I thought maybe I could run.
He's taken down.
Oh,
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Chiefs in
11
possession
yards.
as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd and goal now in a one-score game.
Rice, touchdown. Wow.
Chiefs touchdown.
Nice. All right, we got the game tied up. It's overtime. And I'm guessing that we've got the ball second. So we got a chance to finish this. Oh my gosh, if I just had a few more seconds, I'd be able to hit him. And Minshew's getting really banged up. His left leg is like getting totally banged up. So, oh yeah, we're on down to our 3rd string quarterback, Oludpun. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right. I probably timeout. Goodness gracious.
Andy Reid notices it and takes a timeout.
All right, well, at least we're in overtime. Man, we got to try to win this game with our 3rd string quarterback.
Got to assume this defense
Oh,
will be
God.
charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback.
Kelsey,
And that one too
this
far
quarterback
in front. He couldn't reel it in.
is
It's incomplete.
horrible.
You put just a little bit too much
If he even has like a 70 or 80 accuracy,
away from the defender.
that's a completion.
Give your own guy a chance too.
Oh, that was, oh my gosh. Smith-Schuster, thank you.
And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And Oladokun.
Kelsey, come on, man. Oh,
The throw led him
he
2
had him
yards that
beat.
time. It's incomplete.
I like what they tried to do.
Oh,
They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came
He's
up
still
with
not
momentum
back in.
play.
I think he's
Big
gone for the
time
rest of
gain
the
on
game.
previous snap.
Which at this point, I don't blame us keeping him on the bench.
Kept them on their heels.
And Smith-Schuster almost picked up a first. He made it inches to go.
Brought down. But a nice little
If this thing ends in a tie, it's going to be funny.
a few inches.
For the Broncos' sake, this is not a good look for them.
They'll try to run for the first
Okay,
down with
Hunt gets the first down. All we needed was a few inches, and we got it. Meanwhile, Hunt's actually getting pretty banged up, too. But we have Pacheco who's ready to go in there, so I'm not too concerned about that.
10 at the 42-yard line.
Oladokun.
Oh, Smith-Schuster with a great catch and run, getting out of bounds.
Gets us to the other side of midfield across
I just got to go with the underneath stuff with this third stringer in here.
First and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43.
Oh, Rashee Rice breaking away, getting another first. These out routes have been working actually pretty well all game, no matter if it's been Minshew or Olokun in their QB. They've been there. Come on. Go, Smith-Schuster, go. Just get out of bounds. You're not going to make it all the way to the Wow. What a drive that's been put together by our third string QB. Brown, game over. Chiefs win in overtime with our third string quarterback in there. Let's go. I don't know how Minshew was getting up right now. I thought he was hurt. Man. Olokun, who's our third string quarterback, comes off the bench and leads us to an upset win on Christmas night in overtime. For a team not making the playoffs, this is fun. This is fun. Wow. Yeah, I got to look at player stats. So Olokun had to come in after Minshew got hurt. Chris Olokun, third-year man out of South Dakota State. Comes in, goes 6 of 8 for 90 yards with the game-winning touchdown. Minshew, of course, threw the 3 picks that were mostly my fault. And Bo Nix only had 82 passing yards. That's not good. This was
basically just an exhibition game for them, as they'd already.
So Denver, of course, has clinched a playoff spot already. So, like they said, doesn't mean a whole lot, but they still lost in overtime to a very bad Chiefs team. So, no playoff momentum there. Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown both actually had pretty decent games for us, so it's good to see those guys active. Okay, so, I mean, our approval rating is, down to 98, but, I mean, that's not anything too bad for Andy Reid. So we beat the Broncos to climb to 7-9. I want to see how Gardner Minshew is holding up. Is he not going to be able to play in the final game? Okay, no, he's not on the injury report, so he'll be ready to go. I mean, Olokun did a heck of a job coming off the bench as our third-string quarterback to throw a late touchdown to win the game, which was some special stuff, but it is what it is. So let's get ready for our final game of the season on the road. Classic matchup in a meaningless game for both teams, getting ready to play the Las Vegas Raiders. So Minshew is going to be back at starting quarterback. Hopefully I can play a better game with him this time around for the season finale.
Representing the legendary Al Davis.
Raiders probably don't want to win this game to improve their draft stock for sure. I mean, then again, the same could be said for us, but I'm going to try to come out here and try to get to 8 wins. 8-9 would be a decent way to wrap up the season. I think we're better than the Raiders, even with all the injuries we have, so I feel like we might be able to be victorious this game.
Takes the handoff. Now Minshew.
Hunt got open and broke away and picks up a nice first down.
He escorted out right along that 35-yard line. So a new set of downs. Here we go. First and 10.
And our Kansas City Chiefs.
Trying things up the ground. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down.
And Xavier Worthy is back. Try to go for him and get that first completion anyway, but can't hold on to it. At least we got Xavier Worthy back for the season finale. I didn't know he was going to come back. He was out for the rest of the season. Try to go up with Kelsey and make the catch and be aggressive, but couldn't do it. At least we didn't throw it.
The Chiefs looking to punt on fourth down, so on comes Matt Araiza to handle it. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. He calls for the fair catch.
Raiders actually get on the board first with a touchdown of their own, so it's maybe actually more of a challenge than I suspected, even if it is the Raiders.
Play action, it's Minshew. This one's to Rice out on the right side. And he's halts in after about a 6-yard pickup. Stop made at the 36. Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap, it's a give to Hunt.
Hunt
right
to midfield.
Here, about a yard short. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
We know how hard hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground.
Of course, there's Max Crosby. Gets his first sack of the day.
From the shotgun, Minshew.
Oh.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Here he goes, third and long.
I was low, and oh wait, Kelsey.
The defense looked even better, sharper on third down than they did on second. They played that one so tight there was no window to throw.
Raiders got the ball again. They're up 7-0, and they get a quick touchdown to make it 14-0. Wow. I'm blown out by the Raiders. It's not what I expected, at least, early stages of this game. And that had pick Rick Howard.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Also a low throw for Minshew.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Back to throw, Minshew.
Minshew gets the first, gets clocked, but he gets the first. Not bad, Harden.
Another 1st and 10.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Minshew.
First down.
That's caught in stride by Rice. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 37-yard line.
Here's a give to Hunt.
Go, Hunt.
And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
We slide, and it's be a good idea. I'll try to hit Kelsey.
Good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. To the left and hauled in by Kelsey.
Tried to follow that block, but didn't quite follow it the way I wanted to, but still got 8 yards out of that play. Kelsey. I mean, we're basically a field goal Parkers. Squandered the field position. 2-minute warning, we pick up a first down. We got our best drive of the day going. Our first 2-minute in punts. But we got to chip into this lead.
Minshew looking to throw. The throw left side, caught by Brown.
I don't know how to
He'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Chiefs in the hurry up, trying to get everyone in line.
It's a gain of 7.
Working now from the gun.
Oh, go Rice, go. Dive touchdown, Rashee Rice. Perfect. That helps. We only got 8 seconds. We really can't do anything, so let's just go ahead and run the ball and get it. I'm not going to try anything.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. He's forward, gets a couple of yards.
All right, not a whole lot going for us in the first half, but we did finally get on the board with a touchdown of our own after the Raiders got out to a 14-0 lead. So still in this game, but did not expect the Raiders to play this well against us.
Thanks very much. Happy 2026, everyone. This is it. The late window. Week 18. Everything will
At least we can check on some other teams that are actually probably going. Well, I say that. The Browns and the Bengals, that's a who cares game. Heavy snow. Wow.
The Bengals at home to take on their AFC
George Sanders starting the rest of the way. Browns finished with a 5-12 record, so do the Bengals. But man, the Browns beating the Bengals to wrap up their season.
11 yards on the touchdown run.
Lions taking on the Bears. This basically probably determines who wins the division.
They're hosting the Detroit Lions. And this is Jahmyr Gibbs. He's got the ball.
And it looks like the Lions go, and they beat the Bears easily. And I'm guessing that means the Lions are going to win the NFC North. Maybe the Packers are not in the postseason this year, but I'll take a look at the playoff picture once we get done with this game.
Lastly, let's go to
and my Cowboys taking on the Giants. They're 8-7-1.
And here's Wan'Dale Robinson. One of his 2 touchdowns.
Based on that, I guess Dallas lost.
Right,
yeah, they lost by 4 points. Not surprised. Once again, their defense did nothing to help.
They fought till the end getting the win.
So it
here.
looks like that the Broncos and
With that,
Patriots
a
are
look here at the
definitely
playoff
in.
picture in the NFC here in this final
Not going to show us the
week of
NFC
regular
side because this is
season.
an AFC game. We're an AFC team.
Meanwhile,
So.
in our game, a fairly even first half, all things considered.
All right, well, fortunately, we get the ball to start the third quarter, so got a chance to go down the field here, maybe tie this thing. It was Worthy's first catch of the game. I was trying to get him active in the first quarter, but couldn't really do it. He dropped one pass that I threw to him.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 11.
Here's Minshew. Hits him on the end.
Chelsea, breaks the tackle. He can't
Not much doing. He stopped quickly. We're going to look now at their injured players, Brock. And with no postseason appearance for them this season, I'm guessing the goal is just to get through this game without adding anyone else to this list.
Well, I know that's how some on the outside think, Kate.
Oh, what a catch by Rice. That was probably not the best decision to throw that ball high, but he was able to high point it and make the catch, so good job.
To get to play between the lines, they know this could be the opportunity that sets their future up. Their
Probably shouldn't hold it with
to make their name
Minshew.
in this league.
Decided to keep it, but couldn't escape the pressure there. They catch it behind the line.
A loss of a yard.
Now Minshew.
Oh, go on, go.
Underneath it goes. Catch made by
Running back circle route usually can work pretty
They're gonna
well.
haul him down a step before the 30, or right at the 31.
It's a gain of 18.
All set now. 1st and 10.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs.
Throwing here, Minshew. He'll dump this one off to his running back and complete. And he stops
Nice
just
catch
before
by
he
Hunt.
reaches the red zone at the 21. Offense with an enviable spot to be in. 2nd and inches. From the gun, it's Hunt.
Oh, there we go, Kareem.
Red zone. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to
Another
make it
first
goal
down.
from the 8.
It's been a Kareem Hunt drive.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
From the red zone on 1st.
Over the middle, there we go,
Got it
Rice.
too close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. 2nd chance at 6
I want
here.
Hunt to finish
It's
this
2nd
drive
and goal.
off. It's been the workhorse of this. Oh,
Here's Hunt up the middle.
possession until Max Crosby says, no, no, no.
Backwards brings up 3rd and goal.
Max Crosby on the tackle. It's a loss of 4.
Pressure coming. It's Minshew.
Kelsey, come on. Oh, he makes the catch. Minshew gets hit, but he throws a touchdown to Kelsey.
Chiefs cut into the
Let's
lead.
go. I had to get one touchdown with him in his last season. They just had to. All right. Defense makes another stop. We got a chance to go take the lead for the first time in the game
Here
on
we
this
go.
drive.
1st and 10. Running this with Hunt.
Breaking tackles just ugly.
4-yard gain. 3 and 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd.
2nd and 5.
Minshew setting up to throw. Jump off caught by his back. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3. So chipping away a few here ahead of
Maybe
this
running
3rd
with
down.
2 yards to go might not be the best idea, but you know what? I'm changing the play.
Throwing now on
Great.
3 and 2.
Oh,
Complete beyond the marker.
makes a great catch for the first. Yeah, I did not want to run the football there. They were stacking the box. I could see it. Better to do that. All right, into the 3rd quarter. We scored to get this game tied with a touchdown to Travis Kelsey. And we got another drive going now, so got a chance to take the lead. Let's try to finish this drive off. Even a field goal.
From the 35.
You know, sometimes when you get two teams that are just playing the game that aren't fighting for playoff positioning, you can actually get a pretty entertaining game. This one has been, close the whole time. I know it doesn't mean anything, but sometimes these games can be dog fights, rock fights, whatever you want to call them. They can be fun anyway. Good catch by Rice.
Going to be hauled down on a gain across midfield, down inside the 45-yard line. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Here's Hunt.
Not going to get away from
First
this.
guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. A momentary speed bump there on what has otherwise been a great drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Setting up to throw.
Oh, we almost got sacked right
Setting up the
there.
running back screen.
Hunt picks up another first down.
Before the 30,
Idiot.
right at the 31.
13 yards on
On the line for another 1st and
Mistake.
10.
another Kansas City Chiefs.
Minshew working from the gun.
Worthy. Oh, over
Won't be
to.
caught outright. It's incomplete. completion still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Minshew.
Oh,
Raiders close it in.
I had no choice but to take the sack there. If I threw that ball, that would have been... 39-yard line, I think, might be Butker's range, but...
3rd and long for him here.
I just didn't want to take a sack and risk getting out of field goal range completely, so took the underneath route, just play for the field goal. I don't like doing that, but let's do it. Come on, Butker. Butker's field goal is good, and we've got the lead for the first time today. Defense makes another stop. Got 2.5 minutes to go. Let's hold on to this football. We get our 8th win of the season. Not focusing too much on draft stock. We're just trying to get a win against the arch rival Raiders.
This is going to come to an end right at the 32-yard line. So a timeout comes in.
Gets first down with his legs. It's time to finish this game off. And this season off on a high note.
First down, Chiefs.
Back to throw, Minshew.
Oh,
Defender arrives right as the
you
ball
had
does,
that
and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 32 after the
probably shouldn't be
incompletion.
too aggressive with throwing the football here, but
Minshew.
just trying to move the chains, which is what we do there. I want to make the Raiders spend the rest of their timeouts. Be able to kind of sit on the lead and the clock out. Let's run the football. Let's get this down to the 2-minute warning. We got 1 timeout left after that. That's they call timeout for the 2-minute warning. They're going to have the 2-minute warning anyway.
Only going to stop again at our 2-minute warning.
At this point, I'm just going to keep running the football. We get to maybe 3rd down and it's like 4 yards to go. Try to throw it, but I want to complete it even if we don't get the first. So let's go and let this thing tick down to the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 5. I kind of want to be aggressive and throw it just to make sure that we pick up the first down, so we may be able to bleed out the rest of the clock. Just not sure what to call in this situation. I want to run it. Let's go with this play.
This is 3rd and 5. Back to throw it.
Oh, Rice. First down. Clutch catch right there, Rice. Now we just got to kneel down, and this game is going to be over with, and that'll do it for the 2025 season.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So, despite all the injuries we've had, we get 2 wins to wrap up the regular season. We win on Christmas night against the Broncos, a playoff team, and we beat our arch rival Raiders by 3 points in an ugly game. But yeah, hey, we were down 14 points entering the in the second quarter, and we were able to come back and score 17 unanswered, and our defense held them. And in the 2 games that I've taken control of, our defense limited the Broncos to 14 points and limited the Raiders to 14. So maybe our defense does have some solid pieces to build around. We just got to get this offense into shape. More specifically, figure out what our running back situation is going to look like. So we'll see. So that'll do it for the 2025 season. Now it's time to take a look at the playoffs and see who wins the Super Bowl in the first year. And then we'll get into the off season and do that for the second part of this stream. Probably going to get up and take a break here in a second. Get up and walk around just a little bit. Let's go ahead and upgrade our players for this week. So, hey, 2 wins are 2 wins at the end of the year, and you'll take them. And we got a contract extension for Andy Reid. So 5 years, $20 million. Our approval rating is 99%, so we're good everywhere. We don't have any issues to worry about as far as coaching stability, so won't worry about that. Let's take a look at Mock Draft 1 just to see what we have So right now we have the 13th pick, and no, we are not taking a quarterback. We don't need a quarterback. But I feel like that, if anything, let me take a look and see what else is picked around us. I mean, a corner, Avion Terrell out of Clemson would be an okay idea. Maybe Spencer Fano getting a right tackle, or maybe another edge rusher, maybe getting Woods or Falk, but I don't think they'll be available. Malik Muhammad will probably be available if Terrell is already taken, or maybe DJ McKinney out of Michigan. I mean, we could use another middle linebacker. We'll probably just go best player available based on what happens, so we'll just see about that. All right, so let's take a look at the playoffs for year one. We've got the Bills taking on the Chargers. We've got the Texans and the Jaguars, and the Ravens and the Patriots. Broncos got the number 1 seed. NFC side, the Rams had the number 1 seed, and we've got the Packers taking on the Lions. So the Packers actually did make the playoffs, and not only that, but they finished with the number 2 seed. So Mike is going to the playoffs in his first year in Green Bay. Surprise, surprise. And then it's the Eagles taking on the 49ers, and the Buccaneers taking on the Seahawks. So let's go ahead and advance to the playoffs and see who gets to the Super Bowl. Also, we'll check out the yearly award winners and see which of our Chiefs made the Pro Bowl this year, if any of them made it. Don't see any. Travis Kelce made the Pro Bowl in what very well could be his final NFL season. So good for him. Good for the future Hall of Famer. Creed Humphrey also made it. Who else? Do we have anybody on defense who made it? Doesn't look like it. Looks like just Kelce and our starting center, Creed Humphrey, made the Pro Bowl. Let's check out the playoff bracket. And it's the Bills against the Lions in the Super Bowl. So the Bills, they beat the Chargers in the wild card round, and then it was the Jaguars going on the road against the Texans and obliterating them 47-10. And the Ravens blew out the Patriots at home, and then it was the Bills defeating the Ravens by 11, and the Broncos beating the Jaguars by 8 points. AFC Championship was the Bills going up to Mile High and upsetting the Broncos. NFC side of things, the Lions go up to Lambeau Field and upset the rival Packers. Then it's the 49ers going on the road against Philadelphia and beating the Eagles. The defending champions have been knocked off. There will be a new champion this year. And then it's the Seahawks defeating the Buccaneers, and then the Seahawks defeated the 49ers in the NFC West showdown. And then it was the Lions going up to Los Angeles and knocking off the number 1 seed Rams by 6. And in the NFC Championship, we had the Lions going up to Seattle and once again playing spoiler, defeating the Seahawks. So the Lions have been on the road the whole playoffs and have upset all of their opponents. And they're going to be taking on the Bills in the Super Bowl. Now let's go ahead and advance to Super Bowl week. Let's check out the yearly award winners, see if any Chiefs were in any contention for any of them at all. So the MVP goes to Josh Allen. The Coach of the Year is Peter Gaffney, a.k.a. Sean Payton. Let's go to AFC. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Taylor. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no Chiefs in there. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we actually have some votes for Ashton Gillotte, finishing 8th. Best quarterback, Mahomes did finish 8th before he got hurt. Best running back, no Chiefs. Best wide receiver, Rashee Rice finished 9th, had a strong final 2 games with us. Creed Humphrey finished for best offensive lineman in the AFC. All right, so we got something to hang our hat on this year for Creed Humphrey for personal awards. Best defensive lineman, no Chiefs. Best linebacker, Drew Tranquill, actually came in 6th for that award in the AFC. Best DB, Watson finished 8th. Okay. And best kicker, nobody, and that is it. So we did have Creed Humphrey win Best Offensive Lineman of the Year in the AFC, so congrats to him. And let's see who wins Super Bowl between the Bills and the Lions. And it is going to be the Lions defeating the Bills. So the Bills have now lost 5 Super Bowls in their history, and the Lions have won their first ever championship. The Super Bowl MVP is middle linebacker Jack Campbell. Mike Vrabel with the Patriots actually won Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year was Jonathan Taylor. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year, and the Offensive Rookie of the Year was Jackson Dart of the Giants. And Carson Schwarzenegger finished with the Defensive Rookie of the Year award from the Browns, actually. All right. So let's go ahead and upgrade players for the final week of the season as a whole. And now let's check out the retirements and see who is calling it a career. And Travis Kelce is going to hang it up. So we don't have anything to waver about with his contract situation. Travis Kelce, thank you for everything you've done. 3 Super Bowl titles, been a lifelong Chief, 13 years in the league. He's got stuff to do. He's got to get ready to go marry Taylor Swift. But he retires after 13 years. He made the Pro Bowl in his final season, so still was playing at a decent high level. We also had the long snapper retire. Our defensive tackle retired, and so did Deion Bush after 10 years. He was not a retirement I expected, our strong safety. So it's looking like that we don't have as much to worry about in terms of trying to retain somebody like Kelce, but let's take a look and see what our situation looks like in our cap. We're still minus $29 million. We can't do anything at all. And I don't even think we can restructure anybody else because we already did that earlier. But before we do that, let me actually get up and move around a little bit. So basically, this is going to be a tough off season for us. We don't have really any cap space to do really anything too much, and I don't know what we're going to do. It looks like also Ryan Kelly decided to hang it up as well as Aaron Rodgers. Not surprised about those 2 retirements. But yeah, we've got some decisions to make. And I do think the tight end does need to be a position we need to look at. I know Noah Gray is still here, but I just don't know how much I want to invest in him to be a starter because I still feel like we need to do some upgrades there and we need to get somebody that's a capable starter to be Kelce's replacement. And I don't know who that's going to be, but maybe we can find somebody in the second round because I feel like in the first round, I still need to look at, maybe best player available or go with a running back. Because at this point, I feel like our running back is really what we need in the first round because I want to find somebody that's going to be up to the 80s or even the 90s by the time we get Mahomes back next season to be able to have this offense be playing at a decent level so that when he comes back, he's going to have more weapons around him. Because I feel like that if we can get a running back that's pretty decent, that's going to help Mahomes a lot. And I know that he's never really won a championship with like a dominant running back, but there was a period of time where I thought Isaiah Pacheco was one of the best running backs in the league. Same thing for Kareem Hunt. But those guys, I don't think we're going to be able to keep them. And even then so, we're talking about a 79 overall Kareem Hunt and a 76 Pacheco. So, I don't think you really need to invest in guys that are just not really going to be playing at a level of being an 80 overall guy. So I think that's a reason why I need to look at running backs this offseason and see what we want to do. In free agency, I just don't think we're going to be able to get anybody to help us because we don't have the money. And if you don't have the money, then you can't do anything. We may have to just trade some players away, but I don't know. I mean, you can see it. Minus $29.1 million. We can't work with that. We really can't. So let's go ahead and go to the negotiating screen and just take a look at who we're losing. I mean, yeah. We're going to lose, we're just going to have to let everybody walk. But it is what it is. So let's go ahead and advance to the first stage of the offseason, and let's just see what we have working. So I'm going to go ahead and go to see if I can restructure anybody else that I might have forgotten to look at. Oh, we can actually restructure Mahomes. It'll free up 46. Okay, that helps. Maybe that'll get us out of the red. I think these are guys that were on our practice squad. So we do have Damian Pierce, but I don't know how much of a player he is per se. I think I'm probably actually going to release some of these guys because penalty is 0 if we release them. So I'm going to go ahead and cut steal. It won't do a whole lot, but a little bit. So Brashard Smith wasn't picked up by anybody. And Pierce, I really don't see a reason to invest in him potentially as far as a backup is concerned. So I'm going to go ahead and cut him. And I'm also going to go ahead and cut Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And we're not incurring any penalties by releasing these guys. We do need to get a fullback this offseason. Rashee Rice only has 1 year left on his contract. What about Xavier Worthy? Can we restructure him? We can. 510. Then again, we probably couldn't restructure all these guys at once, but yeah. Brownlee. No. I'm going to keep the 4 receivers we have. So yeah, you see Noah Gray, 76 overall. We can restructure him. So that helps. I mean, I'm going to keep him on the roster, but I feel like we need to still look at, bringing in a starter for that. So fortunately, Mahomes was able to be restructured. We probably couldn't restructure him at the time because he was on IR, which is fine. I'd like to keep the 3 tight ends we actually have here because I don't want to risk losing guys as far as depth is concerned. So, I mean, left tackle is not that bad. We got an 81 Josh Simmons. Left guard, we could use some improvements. Although Suyamata is not bad, but we could get somebody better. Creed Humphrey is playing at his peak right now, so. And we can also free up $8.89 million by restructuring him, so that's good. He's up to a 96 now. Zard, can't restructure him, unfortunately. Trey Smith is pretty decent at 91 overall. But, yeah, our right tackle room could use some help. And there were some right tackles that looked like might be available in the first round of the draft. So that could be a possibility. I'm actually going to go ahead and release Let's Go. I don't see a reason to keep him. And, same thing with Driscoll. If we can cut him without getting a penalty, yeah, we can cut him without getting a penalty. What about Karlaftis? Can we restructure him? No, we can't. Smith, Herring. Let's go ahead and release Herring. Donna can't be restructured, so yeah. Probably only going to be able to have him for 1 more year, and then we're going to have to decide what we want to do. I'm going to release this guy. Can we restructure Jones? We can. $22.6 million. How about that? Okay, so we might be able to work with some parameters this offseason in terms of getting a little bit better. All right, we can't restructure, I don't think, any of these guys. What about Bolton? Nope. Bassa? Nope. Corners. Duffy we probably can't. He's going to the last year of this deal. Yeah, we can't restructure him. But 95 overall is pretty good. Williams. We could use some help at corner for sure. We got 4 corners. I want to keep them. Free safety, absolutely. We need to look for that. Strong safety. I mean, Connor's not too shabby. Hicks had to play a lot this season, but we could use some help on the back end. Kicker, we still have Butker. We don't have a punter. We also do not have a long snapper. So we got to look at what we can get. Okay, so let's go to sign free agents and see now how much money we have to spend. So we have $56 million now to spend in free agency. That is a huge improvement. Okay, so because of that, let's take a look at the running backs for this offseason and see who's out there. Okay, well, it's kind of the general group that I'm used to. Algier and Rashad White and Najee Harris are out here, but none of those guys really intrigue me too much, and I don't really want to overpay for anybody. Maybe there's another receiver out here that could be helpful. I mean, Christian Kirk, I don't think would really be a huge, bonus. What about tight ends, since Kelsey just retired? mean, Darren Waller, I just don't think that would be worth it. There's really no good tight ends out here that are better than even Noah Gray. All right, well, what about the offensive line? There's some decent guys out here. Let me go look at the left guards that we have on the team. They're the ones here. 75, 91, 76. There may not be any really good offensive linemen out there, if I'm being honest. Right tackle, Moten's out here. I mean, there's some decent guys out here. Colton McKivitz, 80 overall.
You can view the player's overall interest.
That might be worth it. Only for a one-year deal. That's all he's looking for. He's very interested in coming here. We're far above the only other team that's looking at him, the 49ers. We definitely need to get some work at Sam linebacker. We need some help there. Chanel is still available. Let's try to bring him back. Neutral deal, 5-year deal. Let's see if that'll be enough to get him here. Not even close. Let's go ahead and withdraw that offer. Probably going to have to bargain basement this. You know what? Let's go with a player-friendly deal. This may be overpaying for him massively, but I think it's worth it to try. $4 million. That doesn't even that puts us, at the bottom though. He'll probably sign with somebody else. We just probably can't afford him. You know what? No. We're a 7-year, $4.1 million deal. Is that still not enough? Man, Washington just must be offering him the farm. Oh, goodness. Well, we're going to have to probably risk losing him then. That's just so much to overpay for somebody like that. All right. Got an 83 Karloftis, 77 Dan is not that bad. Mike and Will linebackers are good. Yeah, corner and free safety. Let's take a look at those. I really don't want to. Let's just offer him the very player-friendly deal, and let's just see what he does. We're sticking with that. We're not going to go for anything else. Free safety, we need one of those, though. Our Darius Washington, 7 overall, not too crazy, but let's get some guy that's capable of being a starter. We have the money to spend, so let's spend it. You know what? Actually, we're going a little bit more all in. Kevin Byard, 2 years, $4.2 million. Come here and be a starter for us. Well, Jaguars really want him too. But we're going to go with him and just see what we can get. What about corners? Are we using corners? I mean, Jalen Watson is still out here. We could potentially bring him back, but I don't want to overspend for that. We do need another good corner. Let's go ahead and Jaquan McMillan. Your deal. 2 years. Probably his only offer, down to $15 million now, though. Let's go. Let's check out the top 100. See, now we're down low. I mean, I really can't tell where we're at for Chanel. Let's see who's like the top guys. Cameron Curl is out here. And I'm kind of going a little bit all in for this first offseason that we have. But I just really don't think that's going and overspending for an 80 overall running back is going to be a big help. I mean, we do need a running back in general because we only have like one on the roster because we cut like a bunch of them. I don't really know. I'm going to bring in Devin Singletary. I don't want to like overpay for somebody to come in and be a starter. He'd be more of a stopgap type of guy. That's really all I'm looking at with Singletary. So Yeah, so here's who we targeted in the first wave of free agency. I don't know if we're going to be able to bring back Chanel because the 49ers and Commanders right now are above us. There's 26 teams interested in him. We are offering Kevin Byard to be our starting free safety, but the Jaguars have offered him a little bit more. Makovitz, starting right tackle, could be here. McMillan would be a decent backup corner. Devin Singletary would be a decent running back to bring in for depth. So let's see if we land any of these guys. I worry that we're not going to be able to land Chanel back, which would be a pain because not being able to get a good Sam linebacker back would be pretty tough because the market for that isn't really there because there's not a whole lot of guys available. All right, so let's see who we signed. We got Chanel to come back, thank you. And we did sign Byard, and we got McMillan and Singletary. But it looks like we didn't get the right tackle. Not only that, but Motton already went to somebody else. So Makovitz went to back to the 49ers. Ugh. Okay, actually, Moten is still available. Havenstein, I don't know. Maybe I should just stay with the right tackles that we have. It wouldn't be too much of a massive upgrade, really, when it looks looking at it. Okay, but at least we're able to get Chanel back, and I didn't think there was a prayer that we were going to be able to land him back. So we got Singletary for right now to be kind of a stopgap running back, but we're going to look at running back in the draft. Or we might try to trade for somebody. Okay, we need a fullback. I kind of want to bring in another receiver just for depth. There weren't really any really good tight ends that are a massive upgrade than what we already have. We need a backup left guard, and we need a backup right guard as well. So we need two backup guards. There weren't really any edge rushers that I was really too keen in on. We need a backup free safety, and we need a punter as well. Okay. Need a long snapper too. Go ahead and try to bring in Evan Deckers. 1-year deal. Let's bring him in. We're his only offer, so we should be able to get him. Right, let's get a punter. Let's go with Bajacquez. 1-year deal. Bring him in here. Right, we already got Byard. Well, we could use backup free safety as well. Oh, DeMar Hamlin looks pretty solid. We're going to be back on 2-year deal. With getting McMillan, I don't really think we need to invest too much extra there. Let's go ahead and get also a fullback. CJ Ham looks pretty solid. He only wants a 1-year deal. Let's bring him in. Nobody else is really gunning for him too much. And let's go try to bring in, if there's another decent receiver out here. And Christian Kirk wouldn't be that bad to bring in. Maybe we could maybe we don't have to overpay for him. He just wants a 2-year deal. We're at the top of his list. If we land him, cool. If we don't, that's fine too. Yeah, the only tight end that has a better overall really than what we have is Darren Waller, but it's not a significant upgrade for me. Like, it's not significant enough for me to, go crazy on it. All right, let me see about backup offensive linemen now. We need a backup left guard, and we need a backup right guard. We also need a backup Sam linebacker. We need a backup free safety. Okay, backup. Let's go with linebacker. Backup Sam linebacker and a backup free safety. Jabril Cox, maybe. Team-friendly deal for 1 year. Oh, we've already offered Hamlin. That's why. All right, let's go with backup left guard. Awosika, let's bring him in. team-friendly deal 1 year. Backup right guard as well. Odinger, team-friendly deal 1 year. Okay. Got a lot of targets during the second wave, actually, but this is really for depth and also, okay, so we got Christian Kirk, Bajorquez, C.J. Hamlin, Boatger. We're actually pretty down on Jabril Cox's list, but I don't want to offer him too much more than that. Owosika and Evan Deckers to be our long snapper. Kirk has some other teams vying for him right now, but he gets a chance to play with the best quarterback in the league. So I think that's pretty intriguing, if you ask me, in terms of convincing somebody to come. All right, let's actually do some upgrades for Andy Reid because for Andy Reid. There we go. Might as well spend some of those points. All right, let's check out and see if anybody signed in the second wave. Hopefully we got, Christian Kirk and some of the other players to sign. All right, let's see who we landed. Okay, so we got the punter, we got C.J. Ham, we got DeMar Hamlin, we got Boger, and we got Owosika. So it looks like we didn't get Christian Kirk. He ended up going to the Saints. So let me see what that leaves us in terms of, let me see. Do we have anybody still on the targeted list? Deckers is still on the targeted list. We're his only offer, so he'll probably sign. So let me take a look and see what we still have to address in terms of depth on this team. We also could use a backup quarterback. So I think with receiver, we're just going to look towards the draft for that. Osaka is going to be the backup. Right, we were able to get Bonger, so we took care of the depth there. We took care of the depth there. Defensive tackle's looking okay. We do need a backup Sam linebacker. Safeties are looking a lot better. And I think we're just going to go with Connor as the starter. There really wasn't anything too intriguing that was going to make things significantly better. We're still in on that long snapper, though. Let me actually restructure some contracts since we can actually take care of that. Of some of the new guys who we signed. We can already restructure Singletary to free up some cap. Chanel, 7-year deal. Just hoping it was worth it. We're free at $1.29 million if we restructure him for now. Let me sign him to a 2-year deal, so we can restructure him. Byard, he's on a 2-year deal too. We can restructure him. We're free at $1.33 million. Same thing with DeMar Hamlin. Great little bit of money there. Yeah, Jerk was only on 1 year. All right. Just want to free up a little bit of more money so I could maybe sign a couple more depth players. Back up Sam linebacker. Because we couldn't get Jabril Cox. He went somewhere else. Anthony Pittman, come on down on a 1-year deal, dude. It's the last guy, but the Broncos have offered more. Okay, we're actually going to go with a neutral deal. Sweeten the deal a little bit. Convince him to come. That doesn't put us ahead of the Broncos. We may just have to look at the draft or Off season for depth there, but we're going to go with that. Okay, let's see. What else do we need backups at? Oh, quarterback. That's right. Daniel Jones is still out here. That's a bit surprising. Gardner Minshew is going to the Steelers. We're just going to bring in Sam Howell to be a backup quarterback. 2-year deal. Keep him here for a few years. Let him be the backup. All right, where's the only offer? Maybe I'll bring in another running back. Algier and White have already been picked up. Najee Harris is still here. Maybe I should go with him, but I don't know. Bam Knight's a scheme fit guy, not too expensive there. Bring him in on a 2-year deal just for depth. Maybe there's another receiver we can go after for depth that isn't too shabby. No, there's really not anybody. I mean, Flanoy, but he's not a scheme fit guy. I don't really want to overpay for that. And Greg Dortch, I don't really know if that's worth it. That probably won't be too much of a boost. And I think this might be it in terms of everybody who I want to target. Yeah, we're going after Knight, Howell, Pittman, and Deckers. If we don't get Pittman, that's okay. Let me actually readjust some of the numbers for some of the new players that we've brought in. Singletary still got his number, but I want to kind of adjust some of the other players that we've brought in, especially guys that we expect to be starters. Jaquan McMillan. He's 29. Okay, he's got his number already because we relinquished that. Byard, I want to give him maybe his 31 back. I think that was his number. I believe he wears 31. Yeah, he's 31. I don't know who would be wearing 31, though. I don't think any of our running backs are wearing 31. Maybe they are. Discard changes, okay. Oh, Bassa. He's a young player. We change his number. 28. Let's go with 28 then. All right. So, I mean, this offseason, we were able to upgrade some positions. I mean, we got a better free safety. We got an improvement there. We got some depth at corner. We were able to bring back our starting Sam linebacker from last year, so that was pretty good. Hopefully we were able to get the depth. Defensive tackle, I think, is okay. If we draft some depth there, that'd be fine, too. Edge rusher, there really wasn't a lot of improvement that I saw. Right tackle is okay. I'm okay going with Taylor again. We got a 91, 96, 75 Swamika. I'm okay with that. I didn't want to overpay for somebody like Moton this offseason. Simmons is solid. There weren't really any upgrades at tight end. Receivers, there were some, but I didn't want to overpay for somebody like Christian Kirk to come in and basically be the third guy. We got our starting fullback for this season in C.J. Ham. Singletary, I mean, he's right now the plug-in starter. We've still got some free agent negotiations we're doing, so let's see if we get the rest of these guys. All right. Let's see who we landed. So we were able to get Knight to be a backup running back for us. Got Sam Howell to be a backup QB. We were able to land Anthony Pittman and Evan Deckers. So I think we've taken care of basically filling in all of the positions that we were looking for depth at in this third wave of free agency. Yeah, Bam Knight, he's a third running back right now, but we're just bringing him in for depth purposes because, hey, you never know. Receiver, left guard. Okay, just want to make sure that we've addressed everything. Okay, before we have to get into the draft. So now we can kind of be flexible with what we want to do in the draft. So let's go ahead and simulate to draft time, and let's get the show on the road. First draft of the rebuild. So first things first, let me go ahead and take a look at the mock drafts. See, I don't think we only have 3 mock drafts we can look at, but that's fine. So this is the third and final mock draft. They still have us project. Okay, so now they've adjusted and they predicted to take Spencer Fano now, right tackle. Now, Taylor is decent, but I'm all for upgrading the offensive line, especially with Mahomes maybe getting towards the back half of his career potentially. Some of these guys here are not too shabby either. I mean, Mateo Ugleli, Gerard McCoy would be decent. Falk maybe there, but also Jeremiah Love is the guy as far as running backs. He's the only running back who's projected to go in the first 15 picks. If he slips to us and the Saints don't pick him, I'm going to pick him. But we may have to look at the second round potentially for our running back. But let's see. Looks like Jeremiah Love has actually not been selected. Has he? He hasn't. We're getting Jeremiah Love. I don't like to repeat picks, but we need that running back to ride alongside Mahomes. We're going with him. It's an A-plus pick. Jeremiah Love, welcome to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's big. Didn't think he'd be available, but I'm glad I selected him. Okay, we need some help at receiver. Jacoby Lane out of USC is here. Second round pick, we're going with him. B+. We'll take it. So we got some weapons. We do need some edge rushing help for depth. You know what? Tight ends aren't too bad either. Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt. We need to find somebody to try to replace Travis Kelce at least a little bit. We're going to go with him. It's a B-. Okay, that's good. At least it wasn't a C. It's not a scheme fit guy, but hey, we need a tight end to replace Kelce. Okay. Mekhi Kamara, edge rusher from Indiana, is here. But this guy, Patrick Payton, actually would be better because we need to get a little bit better at right end because Dana is only a 77. So I'm going to go with Payton. Patrick Payton. Go with him. Okay, so we got our first average pick of the draft, but still, we're not expecting him to be a starter right away. Dana's still here, but who knows? Maybe Payton can be turned into that starter for us down the line. Okay, there's some receivers that are still available that are looking okay. Jennings Dunker out of Iowa doesn't look too shabby. We could use help at right tackle. I know we passed on a right tackle early in the draft, so let's get him here. It's an average pick, C-, but at least it's not a D or an F. So we got Jennings Dunker, Iowa right tackle for depth, and that'll do it. All right. So our first draft of the rebuild, Jeremiah Love slips to us, and we snag him. Coming in at a 78 overall, 74 for Jacoby Lane, wide receiver from USC. We got a deep threat in him to help give us some receiving depth. We took Eli Stowers, tight end, out of Vanderbilt. We definitely needed to get a tight end in this draft because of Kelce's retirement. And we've got Patrick Payton, edge rusher, give us some depth behind Dana, and Jennings Dunker at right tackle. So I think we filled some solid needs, even though it's only 5 players selected this year. But I'm okay with that. So Jeremiah Love automatically becomes our top running back. He is going to be our starter for this season. Singletary is going to back him up. Rashard Smith and Bam Knight are going to be the backups behind those guys. So not too shabby looking, if you ask me. As far as, Jeremiah Love's number, I'm just going to keep him wearing a 34 for this season. Jacoby Lane, let me see what his number is. Jacoby Lane. USC, he wears number 8. Maybe we can give him his number, but let me see. Let's discard the changes because we can't give him his number. Kristen Fulton is the other corner. He can wear 80. Not him, but Lane can wear 80 for this season. Royals, Brownlee. Yeah, Eli Stowers. I mean, he's right now not our top tight end, but as far as the future, yeah, 73 overall. He'll get a lot of playing time this season, and hopefully that'll help out with his development. I mean, I know he's not a scheme fit guy, but I think it'll definitely help us out. As far as the right tackle, Jennings Dunker is coming in at a 68. Isn't too bad, but still a little bit to be desired there. 67 is his number, and he's wearing 67 here, so that's good. And we were able to get Patrick Payton out of LSU. Looks like he's wearing at LSU. Looks like number 6, actually. Let me see. Does he play for LSU or LSU Tigers defensive end? Okay, he actually wears number 6. So we may be able to give him his number. Because I think 6 is available last I looked. I feel like I drafted Peyton potential, I think, in one of my Cowboys rebuilds. He might have been in the first Cowboys rebuild draft, but I don't know. But regardless, he's here. 70 overall coming in is not too shabby. Felix is going to be a young guy of the future. Galate and Dana, I mean, I don't plan on really investing too much more in those guys if they don't develop. So, doing there. We didn't draft a linebacker in the draft, which we probably should have, but just kind of looking at the way things were, just felt like it's the best idea to do that. All right. So overall, I mean, solid draft isn't too bad. Most importantly, we got the running back that I think we're going to be riding for next season. Well, that's going to do it for year 1 of the Chiefs rebuild. It does look like our overalls did go down to 85 across the board, but Mahomes is back, and that's what's really going to make a difference for us. So thank y'all for watching this first episode. I'll see you on the next video. Take care. And by the way, actually, before I close it, debating whether I wanted to stream today. I won't probably be streaming until next week because I'm going to be driving up to San Antonio tomorrow to spend Christmas with my family, so it's probably going to be a little while before I stream again. So just letting y'all know that. But I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.